Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about Disney, the dumbest company on the planet. Like, my god, the amount of trash they've made and the amount of money they've lost. It's like, when they bought these franchises, they didn't realise that, how much effort they actually had to put into these franchises, because they're actually worth so much, especially when they actually made them really big franchises, like with Marvel. Like, they basically made some of those B-lister characters like flipping Captain America and Iron Man into A-listers, like Robert Downey Jr. and flipping, oh my god, just Chris Evans. They made those characters so legendary, and even though they're gone now, to me they still could have made great stuff afterwards. Yes, they're the reason why Marvel was so good for like 3 phases, but if they actually cared about making good stuff like, Guardians 3, we'd be in the better place right now. Like, Disney wouldn't be at the point where they've lost so much money. They have to actually start selling stuff, which is Disney selling stuff because they're in such a bad situation, like selling Star Wars, probably to the point where they have to sell Marvel. It's just, because Star Wars is the one that they definitely plan to sell, because they destroyed that so hard. With Marvel, there's still possibly a chance to make it good again, but with what I've heard about what Secret Wars is doing, like how they've ruined Samuel L. Jackson's one thing, but basically making some things that were good in the first 3 phases, basically they're trying to erase some of that with Secret Wars, with what they're basically revealing. Like, man, to the point where they're basically destroying the legacy like they did with Star Wars. Like, that's when it's stupid how bad things have got. Like, my god, how could you let things get this bad? Just all these woke people who don't even care about your stuff, like trying to support them when they don't even give a shit about Marvel or Disney. Like, you should have focused on the fans who was actually supporting you the whole time, both Star Wars, flipping Marvel, even their flipping own stuff they even made. They've even ruined them, and they're just making these woke agenda messages. It's just, the woke generation's ending. You've got Tom Cruise making awesome movies like Top Gun, Maverick, and flipping the new Mission Impossible movie, which I plan to watch soon, because I guess I'm going to rewatch some of the Mission Impossible films, the ones that I enjoy the most, 4, 5, and 6. So starting with Ghost Protocol, because he's basically ruling Hollywood right now. He's the one who's actually making the good stuff, and it's just making people like, oh yeah, we should actually start making good stuff again. Like Extraction 2, the best action movie I've seen in years. Just even the John Wick films, even though they're not amazing to me, they're still pretty good. Just all these other films, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which even basically won in the Oscars anyway, but there was literally nothing else. They had no choice to choose that anyway, because that's how bad things are in flipping Hollywood right now, and just Hollywood's just disgusting anyway. But Disney, what the hell are you doing? The person who's in charge is an idiot. Instead of selling everything to possibly Apple and all these other people, you could just, actually make good stuff again. Forget all these woke people who don't even support you. Actually make good stuff, and you actually make money back, because you've lost so many flipping subscribers on Disney Plus. Like, you just need to, like, the person who's in charge, instead of selling everything, you just need to fire all the woke people, hire people who actually care about the source materials for each franchise. Just all the dumb stuff they've done with flipping, The Little Mermaid, and what they're going to do with flipping Snow White. If you've seen the pictures of that, I don't need to say anything else. Like, my god, that just looks terrible. To think things got that bad. The one who started it all, Snow White. Well, Mickey Mouse, obviously the original cartoon, to Snow White, one of the first movies Disney made. Like, just seeing how bad things have got to, like, from then, the 1930s, to now. Like, if you haven't seen the pictures, I'm just gonna show you. Like, my god, I'll just show you what they've done to Snow White. Like, and the dwarfs is the main insult. Snow White pictures, I'm just gonna show you real quick. Yeah, it's terrible. Because this is Snow White, of course, and then just what they've done to her, and the flipping dwarfs is basically the biggest issue. They try to not make them dwarfs anymore, like most of them anyway, because you can see that 1 or 2 are dwarfs, but then just done such big changes. It's not even flipping the 7 dwarfs anymore. Like, these are the 7 dwarfs, and then they've flipping given us some dumb shit like this. Like, what are you doing, Disney? And when it comes to this, trying to give Snow White a different, background. She's called Snow White for a reason, but to me that's not even the biggest issue. It's when they're basically changing her entire story, like the entire movie story of her finding true love and stuff, and making her an independent woman, and it's just forcing that in stories the way it shouldn't really exist. It's just so stupid. Like what many other people have said, just basically make new stuff and then insert those kind of things, and then when it comes to the original stories, actually make them how they were in the cartoons. Yes, you can add flipping new stuff to it, but don't completely change what it actually was. Like, even destroy Peter Pan as well. Just, it goes on and on and on. The only ones that were okay were Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, and was it Aladdin? They're the only ones that were just okay because they didn't go so far to destroy the source material. Well, not source material, because it's basically their stuff and they've ruined it in live action. The Lion King, like, that's just pointless to watch because you're not really seeing the emotion in the characters' faces, like with Mufasa and stuff. Like in their cartoon, you're better off just watching a cartoon instead of animals with no really reaction, because the animals, it's just Disney just keep doing dumb stuff, and they're basically paying the price. Like so many, even their amusement parks are starting to fail. That's dumb thing they bought with like that Star Wars flipping hotel, like flip the amount they spent on that, like was it $1 billion, and then you have to actually stay there. It's like £6,000 or dollars. Like, this is the stuff Disney are doing. They're just making so many dumb decisions. Only sometimes a really small time making smart decisions, but mostly just so dumb. Like, my god. At this point, if they really wanted to, when it comes to Marvel, the ones who could have basically led after after Tony Stark and Captain America, you could, well, Black Panther, that was just something that tragically happened, so they couldn't really do that. But Doctor Strange, he could have been one of the people who take over as like one of the leads. Like, he could have took over as Iron Man, but then they ended up destroying his character in Multiverse of Madness, and even flipping from Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, and that, to me, that doesn't even count because that's Sony. It's not even because yeah, it's half with Disney, but Sony is the reason why it turned out good. I mean, to me anyway, and the talent they had as well, the people who they was able to get, who made some of the original Spider-Man films. That's the only reason why that was good, and then some nostalgia, but then it still had an actual good story, unlike your woke Phase 4 and Phase 5 films and shows. Like, my god, and you're just making too much stuff that has no effort. Some stuff that should have been movies, you made them like TV shows, like Moonlight. Like, that would have been so good as a movie. And if they ever get to Spawn, they'll probably fucking ruin him too. I'm sorry, at this point, it's just ridiculous what they've done to all these flipping franchises. It's stupid, man. But maybe someday someone can actually take over these franchises and actually make them good. But when it actually comes to, I mean, even flipping Pixar, they ruined basically the best, the people who made the best animated films. Flipping Toy Story, Inside Out, Zootopia, the list goes on and on and on. Incredibles, like all them stuff. Then Disney takes them over and just makes them have dog shit movies. Like, no one, and the animation just went downhill. Like, Elemental's their biggest flop so far. Like, it's so bad what Disney have done to stuff that they've taken over. Indiana Jones making his last film look terrible, because I literally watched the Rambo films for the first time. I watched the fourth one years ago, but I never really watched all the films, like the original trilogy, and then The Last Blood that came out in 2019 before the woke generation started. Because if you basically compare Last Blood to the new Indiana Jones, who do you think gets the better send-off? Because basically Harrison Ford, that was the last time he was going to play Indiana Jones, and then for Last Blood, that was the last time, flipping the wacky actor was going to play, Sylvester Stallone was going to play flipping Rambo. And who do you think gets the better the send-off? Like, who do you think gets the better send-off? Because obviously it was Last Blood, even though to me there is some issues with that film. It was still a better send-off than probably Indiana Jones 5. Like, just making him look so weak, just destroying his character, making the female character look better than him, just all that stupid woke shit, instead of still having the original character being a good character, but they can also still have a good female character without making her woke. It's just they never stop. They just love destroying stuff, man. It's just stupid. And I'll probably make a video, like a comparison with you know, like what I've done before. You know, the comparison videos, yeah. With Rambo and you know, Indiana Jones, their last films, yeah. But yeah, other than that, yeah. What they could do right now with Marvel, if they decide to make good stories again, but with what's happening in Secret Invasion, if you don't even know, because right now I think it's is it Rose or something? Like, I don't even know if I want to spoil it, but if you're still watching some of these shows at this point, you're just wasting time. You could be watching way better shows right now, but basically, is it Rhodes? Iron Man? If I'm thinking of the right character. Yeah, basically Rhodes right now, he's basically a Skrull. So for most of phase 1 and 3, he's basically not been the real Rhodes. And it'd be funny if he was like, you know, this actor was the real Rhodes the whole time, and that's why you know, the recasting was basically him as a Skrull the whole time. Imagine that. Like that'd be funny if they actually did that. The whole time from that recasting, the new one's basically been a Skrull. That'd be crazy. And they're basically saying that a lot of other characters have been Skrulls the whole time, and they're simply been trying to basically destroy the world and take it over. Like, just imagine if they made someone like Black Widow a Skrull, or I don't know, like some big character a Skrull. That would totally destroy some stuff in phase 1, 2, and 3. Like, just imagine. That's how bad things are getting in flipping Marvel right now. And Star Wars, they just killed off all the OG characters, made the remaining ones shit, and Ahsoka's gonna be next. I just know it. But since she's a female, since that's what they care about, only female characters, if they're male, they have to destroy them, make them look bad or evil. Just that dumb philosophy. I mean, I became a Star Wars fan from the Clone Wars, and because of Ahsoka, a female character, because she was written well, but they're gonna make her just like the strong female character, not really have as good of character development as she did in the flipping Clone Wars TV show. They're just gonna make some dumb stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop here. I'm just sick of Disney, and they've just ruined so many things I grew up with, and because even though you can go back, just knowing how bad things got to the point where they're basically affecting the lore of the originals, it's hard to ignore at this point. Like, I feel like people should be way more pissed about this shit. Like, my god, especially Star Wars fans, because I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, and I'm just like, Jesus, you butchered this franchise. And it's mainly with Marvel. Like, I actually became a big fan of that with the flipping first Iron Man film, and I've been watching since then. And after Doctor Strange 2, I was just like, I can't watch everything at this point. I just can't. I'm only going to try watch things that I know are going to be good. And it's from the trailers, you can kind of tell if it's going to be woke dog shit, like, you know, flipping 4. Like, I knew that was going to be trash from the trailer, so I didn't even bother. And then people just, you know, watched it and said it was trash, so yeah. And all the other things, flipping Ant-Man and the Wasp, that started phase 5, yeah, trash. No one even showed up to the premiere, really. That's how bad things are right now. But yeah, I'm just going to end it here. Got things to do. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Leave your thoughts down below, and peace. Fuck you, Disney.